Sometimes approaching someone to say hi is just as hard as knowing what to say next. In Talking the Winner's Way, Lowndes discussed simple and easy to follow techniques on learning the art of small talk. These are my 5 favorite techniques, including a clothing hack, 3 naked tips, and a final one that is the easiest and the most effective of all. So stay tuned and learn how to become a master conversationalist. Have you ever been in a situation when you want to talk to someone but you couldn't find a way to make an approach? A whatsit is something that you wear that is strange, unusual, and interesting. Something that could give someone an excuse to approach you. It's kind of a generous offering to that person who's attracted to you so she can find an opening line to converse with you. A whatsit is a part of your clothing, or an accessory that stands out. This can be a necktie with a retro design, a customized sports hat, or a cool eyewear accessory. It's a plus if you can back it up with a story, since the purpose of whatsit is to strike up a conversation. When someone asks you where you're from, don't end your answer with the only place where you're from, or else you would risk an abrupt end to a potentially great conversation. Share interesting facts about your city, information that can eventually lead to other areas of interest. It's also crucial to give an answer depending where you are at the moment or who your listener is. For example, if you are in a museum and he or she asks you where you're from, tell something about your hometown's beautiful landmarks. Or perhaps she told you she's interested in history. Then tell her something interesting about your city's own history. From here, you can talk about other places you've visited, travel plans to passions in life. So this is similar to the previous technique. When somebody asks you what you do for a living, never end your answer with just the title of your job. These type of conversational techniques generally speaks to whatever question your listener throws at you. If you want to lead the conversation to other areas, you shouldn't give a simple, straightforward answer. This could be about what you're studying, what you're eating, to whatever hobby you're currently into. Just remember to add details, and if possible, base your answer about where you are at the moment and the person you are conversing with. When introducing two people with each other, don't just introduce them with their names. Again, the idea is the same with the previous techniques. If you want to leave them hanging and if you enjoy the sight of initial awkward silence, then stop talking after saying their names. But if you want to be a dynamic conversationalist, Lowndes says that you should buy an insurance policy on the conversation by adding simple add-ons. You can add interesting facts or stories about them to give them something to talk about. This may be a profession, a hobby, a talent, or an interesting story. For example, is your friend into mountain climbing? Then share something about his recent adventures. Is the other person into fitness training? Then tell him that he knows a workout routine that can help him increase his strength and endurance. The better the connection that you can make with your introductions, the more you can help them converse about different topics. As you approach someone, examine that person's state of mind, or try to pause for a bit after you've said hi so you can examine that person's mood. Have you ever experienced when someone approaches you and that person's energy doesn't match yours? For instance, you're tired after a long day and your friend who's highly energetic bombards you with stories. Instead of making a connection, it makes you feel irritated. The book says that the purpose of small talk is putting people at ease. It's not about what you say, but how you say it. It's about how your mood matches with your listener. This is like the mirroring technique that trained communicators use to connect more with their listeners. Sometimes we even do this without noticing. Mirroring is copying your listener's gestures, tone of voice, and sitting or standing position. It's effective in building rapport because we like people who are similar to us. And mirroring subconsciously tells your listener that you have the same disposition and you are being agreeable.